Everyone, I'm Carolyn, and I offer intuitive health and healing information for those of you who are going through spiritual awakening or the ascension process in hopes that your journey will be smoother as a result. So with that today, we're going to cover the topic of patience. And so before I get into that, I did want to mention an offer that I'm providing to you, those of you who watch my YouTube channel. If you go to my website, purplerainhealing.com, or email me or go to my Facebook page, I am offering distance energy healing sessions for those of you who are watching this channel. And all you have to do is mention that you're watching it, and you will receive a discounted session of $33 for a session. So my distance energy healing has been profoundly helpful to people who are going through spiritual awakening. I have found probably even more so than others. I'm not sure why, but I want to offer this to you because it does help along your journey, in my estimation, and in the results that I've had from many people. So along with that comes a great amount of intuitive information that is personal to you, along with the distance energy healing session. So I just wanted to mention that because I haven't talked a lot about it, my distance energy healing business, and I want to afford that to you today. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started with the patience channel. And this information came to me again in a meditation that I received, and I'm here to share it with you. So, patience. Wow, we can really be impatient as human beings, particularly, I think, in the society I live in, which is in the United States. For some reason, it seems like we set a goal and we think we have to achieve it today. Or we want something and we need it now. We don't have a lot of patience. And we also don't have a lot of patience with ourselves. At least I know that's been a problem for me. So when you think about patience in general, it can really impact your emotional well-being, how you feel about yourself, and how you really behave in your daily life, and whether you're really present in your life. So we're going to go through the information, and then we're going to decipher it, and we're going to talk about a takeaway that you can use as you move forward in your journey. So with that, I am going to read the channel. All right. This is on patience. All right. Patience is a virtue beyond measure. It is with this you find how you can manage forward even in the most difficult of times. But you say, how can that actually be? How can I actually be patient during the most difficult of times, or during times where I believe I'm making no progress? For it is with this journey that comes what you perceive to be roadblocks, blockades in your path of progress, difficulties that abound, frustrations that come from nowhere, seemingly all around you, engulfing your life. Or you may feel as though nothing at all is happening. But it is in this nothing that there is something. There is something more than nothing in the stillness, in the space of the silence, of the inactivity, of the feeling of nothing. Why must you hurry? If life is life not about the process, is it not about the being, the waiting to see what you will feel, the inspirations that come your way to then make your move? In your slow times, in the times where you feel no movement towards your path and impatience grows, know that patience itself is a part of the solution. For if you act with impatience, it is that energy you place in front of you that will block the things coming your way. Frustration, angst, not feeling in the flow of knowing, brings about nothing. Allow the calmness of patience to envelope you across your being. For it is with this patience that flow will come, when it is meant to come. Use this time wisely. The time where you feel you are not progressing, use the patience method of focusing on something else. Find within you what you love to do, a diversion, a hobby, an enjoyment, something that is of interest to you, but one of which you are not desperately pursuing, for you do not want to desperately pursue anything. So take this time of stillness, of quiet, of what you call not being in the flow, and place your focus somewhere else. And once the time is right, and the inspiration strikes you, and the synchronicities begin again, you will find within you the feeling, the natural knowing of the next movement forward. For it is said that this is the flow of life, of how you are meant to work forever and always, in enjoyment, in flow, in patience. And in this patience, you will find your path to all you were ever meant to be. With this, we leave you in light and love, today and always, the Lightkeepers. So, there's our patience information. I think it's pretty profound because I just always thought of myself as an impatient person and never thought anything more about it. Never thought about how I could actually become patient and the importance of doing so. And, as I said, I believe it's really critical for us to become patient or comfortable with patience in a spiritual awakening process, because nothing truly, truly good ever comes quickly from our spirit friends. And they're here helping us through this process. But this whole divine, what I call a divine process that is being offered to us, is about the natural unfolding. And as we know, anything in nature is not about it all happening right now. It slowly unfolds. And we're part of that. And that's part of this process. So let's decipher this, and then we'll have a takeaway. All right. So if we look at what they're talking about, clearly they're talking about patience is a virtue beyond measure. It really helps you manage forward even in difficult times. And as they talk about, there are things in the spiritual awakening process that get in our way. We have to process these emotions. We have to process things that have happened to us in the past. We have physical stuff going on. Difficulties abound. And you're kind of thinking, where is this going? And I want to get there. I want to get there. Well, it's actually about the journey, and that's really part of this patience message. In periods of perceived no progress at all, that's actually where the magic happens. I've realized. I'd be in tears on days where I just felt like I'm not getting anywhere. What am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I doing the work I'm doing? Is it going to even matter? And yet when I would sit back and just let it be and learn to let that be and live in the now, I could relax in that quietness. And that's really what that period of time is, whether it be a day, a week, or longer. It's that quietness that allows us to process the changes that have come our way. And as I mentioned earlier, in our world, we kind of expect everything now, and this is a complete shift. I believe it's a more peaceful way of living, but you have to learn how to actually be patient. I'm still not perfectly patient at all. And I can still get frustrated, but I will say over the course of what I guess now is 2 years into my journey, I have made marked progress. So again, it's a mind shift and it's a practiced effort, but within it you're going to find great quietness and joy. So moving forward in this channel, they're talking about there is something more than nothing in this stillness. And they're talking about the times where things aren't happening. You feel like you've been left behind, essentially, or you're not getting your synchronicities anymore, or you're doubting the work you're doing and this path that you thought was so bright. What I realized is the nothing is where things are gelling, where they're coming together and allowing you physically and emotionally to assimilate them. Imagine if everything showed up at once and you got what you really wanted. Oh my gosh, you would not be able to handle it at all. Not at all, physically or emotionally. So again, it's about, because the key is, with spiritual awakening, you don't really know where you're going. You don't know all the gifts that are going to unfold. You don't know all the things that are going to come your way that you would never have imagined. If you got them all at once, you wouldn't be able to handle them. I've realized that, like a year ago, I was sitting here thinking, where am I going with this? I just want this all now, whatever this is, right? Just in this last year of what I've gone through and the gifts that have opened up and the changes that have occurred with me, I would have been blown away had I just had that happen all at once. So again, it's about allowing time for things to assimilate within yourself from the changes that are occurring with us. Okay, so moving forward to decipher this a little bit more, it talks a lot about if you act with impatience, you're blocking a lot of good stuff coming your way. If all you're thinking about is the future and you're pounding through, kind of like we can do in our human days, you're just pounding through and making things happen and working hard. That's kind of a control thing, right? I mean, you're trying to control this process. We're not in control. I can guarantee you that. We participate. We listen and we hear. And it's really about giving into this beautiful process. And eventually you're going to feel amazing about it. And you're going to just want to keep living that way. And you will. The further you go down your process. It's about learning. It's about learning how to let this go, be patient in the process, and not control. And critically, it's about the gifts unfolding during this time. For if you don't have those quiet spaces, and you don't have that, I guess I would say, a learned ability to be patient and be quiet in the times of what they call nothing, you're going to have difficulty seeing your gifts. So the gifts, it really will block your gifts, I believe. And I've kind of seen that happen with me in fits and starts. So again, patience is about the now moment, letting go, and not controlling things. All right. So as they move through this, talking about the stillness of quiet, where you feel like you're not in the flow, placing your focus somewhere else. Great idea, right? What are you going to do during those times that you're just frustrated and you can't stand how things are going, you think you've been left behind? Pick something else to do. Back to my creativity video, go be creative. Go do something you haven't done for a while. And set the spirituality, reading, work aside for a bit. There's nothing wrong with that. We live in the human world, so we're supposed to do those things. And creativity, again, is part of the process. Start up a new, exercise activity or a new hobby, or go out with friends. Just kind of enjoy that time. Consider it a little bit of downtime where your body and your inner being are assimilating the changes, because that is truly what's happening. So, as we move through this, we're talking about the natural knowing of the next movement forward. Because guess what? You are going to keep moving forward. Again, you haven't been left behind. So, patience allows for you to get signs and messages and to be guided in that process. So, in those quiet spaces, in those times where nothing's happening, or you believe nothing's happening, it allows the gifts to present themselves and your signs and messages to start coming about again, okay? And really seeing those synchronicities. But you're going to have some gaps, and don't get concerned about that. So, as we move toward the end of this, they say, and in this patience you will find your path to all you were ever meant to be. And that is so powerful, because again, no one is left behind in this. The process doesn't stop. It does regain momentum, but you've got to have those quiet spaces in order to see your path. That one step forward, that yellow brick road, because it is in front of you. That next step is in front of you. So the takeaway today that you can take into your daily life is really breathe into those spaces of nothing happening the next time it happens, instead of just getting upset and emotional and sad and losing your high vibration. Be joyful that you have some space and go use it for something fun. So, again, with that, I'm going to leave you today with this message on patience, and I wish you well, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.